Coming up on this episode of Don't Panic, we've got all the technology news you can use, including Hulu finally getting live streams, Amazon making a profit and what they might do with it. We're going to talk about Apple making less profit, YouTube ads you can't skip, and a Facebook camera. Deja vu. It's an exciting episode of Don't Panic, and we're going to start it for you right now. This is Don't Panic, episode number 130, recorded May 2nd, 2016. On Hulu Live, Amazon's profits, and Facebook Deja vu. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Don't Panic, the technology podcast that, despite being way behind in the polls, promises to fight on to the convention. I'm Sean Jennings, joined, as always, by the two guys who won't quit until every delegate and superdelegate is counted. It is Colby Rabidou and Dan Miller.
Yeah.
When did we start calling them superdelegates?
Superdelegates.
Yeah.
I don't know when superdelegates started.
It's like you couldn't call someone a superdelegate in the 1800s. People didn't say the word super.
No, it's more it's relatively recent.
Super delegates are like a specific thing.
Yeah.
Like they're different than regular delegates, and they're only the Democrats have them, right?
Yeah.
The Republicans don't have super delegates.
So the short version of a super delegate is, Dan, you think in a totally fair democracy where everyone's vote counts the same. Okay? But now take certain people, usually people who were elected like governors, senators, state representatives, people who are important in the party, so party chairmen, party representatives, they get an extra bonus vote that is equally weighed to your, actual vote. That's kind of
by your actual vote, you mean everyone else's actual vote.
Right. So
it's not equally weighed at all.
Massachusetts may have 30 regular delegates, but they also have, 10 or whatever super delegates who can vote for literally anybody. They're not tied to what Massachusetts votes for or what any state votes for.
That's just within the party, though, right? Like,
yes.
That's just for the primary.
No, but
so it's not like
then no. The Electoral College also does not have to.
Right. Well, the Electoral College seems silly to me at this point.
It seems silly.
It seems like a solvable problem.
Yeah. Well,
I wouldn't get your hopes up, Colby.
There's a government joke to be made here.
We've had democracy for so long. Might as well stick with it, right?
That's fine.
So what's up?
I think I don't know. I'm just sad now.
All right. See,
got us thinking about the plight of our nation.
Should I start the intro over again? Should we give it a second take?
No, it's okay.
No, I think it's appropriate. Although if you don't listen to the morning stream, you should look up drunk Donald Trump on YouTube and listen to Donald Trump's speeches slowed down. They sound like a drunken, slurred rant, and it's glorious.
It was a big week for political gifts. We had the Barack Obama mic drop. Did you see that one?
Oh my god! Like
I saw that.
The most gifable thing any president could ever do.
I know a lot of people say Theodore Roosevelt is our toughest president, right? But Barack Obama's got to be the coolest president ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I feel like it used to be people thought Bill Clinton was kind of cool. But
no, he was faux cool. He was he just kind of played the saxophone. Teddy Roosevelt would give Barack Obama. Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt would give Barack Obama for his money on a completely different vector.
What I like about Barack
Obama, wrestling bears sort of thing.
Barack Obama, he's genuinely funny. If he went and did stand-up, I'd probably go watch him. It's pretty good.
I wonder though, was he funny before he became president, and then he or is he funny only once he became president? He had a team of writers like SNL.
No, and I think he needs help with the jokes, but I just think his delivery and the way he goes about and his personality is very funny.
That is true. You'd think that politicians would be very good at delivering jokes once written, right? Mm-hmm. Because they're basically trained from birth to be able to come across however they want to. But Ted Cruz can certainly not deliver a joke. That is for sure.
No, but he's very good at shouting things. So,
yes, and speaking of, did you see the gif of him trying to hold Carly Fiorino's hand?
Yes, and not doing well. There was a whole. It was
an intricate dance. I don't think that two professional hand models could have created what happened when they tried to hold hands.
Well, there's a
It looked like a video game where two characters start to glitch out for a second and then they just lock together. That's what it looked like.
there used to be a whole blog. I don't think I ever picked it on this show of gifs of people with bad high fives or people who were denied high fives. And it was just a whole blog, and this guy would just post it. People would go and they'd miss, or they'd slap it terribly, or someone would be left hanging. There was that famous Tom Brady one where he went for the high five, no one high fived him. Or there was the other one. Did you see Carly Fiorina today falling off the stage?
No.
No, you got to look that one up. That one's great too. She was introducing Ted Cruz, and then Ted Cruz came out, and she was walking forward, and she just fell right off the stage.
That's the first autocomplete for Carly Fiorina on the Googles right now.
It's trending. It's going viral.
Oh, there she goes. Whoop. Down like it's like a meerkat or something.
Yeah, I don't understand how people fall off stages, especially when they're as well lit as that one was, but I guess it happens. It's like that famous, what was it? Kelsey Grammer famously fell off a stage. That was viral many years ago.
Someone else did recently too.
Oh man, she was so confident in that moment too.
Oh yeah, she was. Because she had just done the big introduction. It was the big moment, and she just crushed it. We could do a whole show just on viral videos. I'm thinking of so many right now.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good. What's that show that you do with Matt?
Oh yes, Up for Debate, Dan. I'm glad.
Up for
you
Debate.
remembered.
Yeah. People
yes.
falling. Viral videos. You could just do people falling off stages, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. There was one. What was it? The Chilean president, some South American president who famously fell pretty hilariously off a stage too. There's a lot of great ones. And we'll laugh in their misery.
Yes, we will.
Yes.
By the way, speaking of viral videos and Up for Debate, we got our own little mini viral video going on, Dan. Did you know about this?
No.
Well, it's not viral
Am
yet.
I famous?
No, because you're not on it. But Matt and I, on this past episode number 50, we ate some of these delicious, I still have some of these delicious chocolate-covered crickets and chocolate-covered ants. You can see right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you throw up?
Oh, they were awful. Actually, the chocolate-covered ants were bad because they were like chocolate wafers with a few ants, and it just tasted like chocolate. The chocolate-covered crickets were awful.
I've eaten both ants and wafers before, or wafers and crickets, but not in like a candy context.
Well, I figured, because the impetus was that apparently in South America, it's a common movie snack that they eat chocolate-covered crickets.
Mm-hmm.
I did enjoy listening to that part of the show.
Oh, it was awful. Go on YouTube if people are interested, and check it out Up for Debate because it was awful. It was awful. Then Colby, you also must have listened to the first part of the show where we talked about the movie draft.
Yeah, some controversial opinions. Matt was throwing a lot of shade my way, if I recall correctly.
No, I stood up for you actually, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, no, you did.
Let's
Matt wasn't buying it though.
I don't want to hold up this show too much, but we can briefly mention the movie draft is going on up for debate.tv/draft. All three of us are playing. I got the stats up here on the screen. In first place at the moment, myself, $253 million, led by The Jungle Book. In second place, Matt with The Boss and Mother's Day. Mike in third with The Huntsman Winter's War. Colby in fourth with Keanu. His first movie.
Some dollars now, yeah.
And you eked ahead of Dan with $9 million for Hardcore Henry.
Nice.
And Keanu's barely been out.
When does Captain America: Civil War come out? I thought it was
this coming weekend. Yeah.
I thought it was this past weekend.
No, this coming weekend.
Oh.
What did you get $250 million for?
Jungle
was that
Book.
The Jungle Book?
Yeah.
Dang.
Huge. Big opening. That was about what I expected, and it's still gaining. It was still the number one movie this past weekend. So hopefully if I can get a few more dollars, that would be great. Yeah. So I don't know how everyone's feeling about their chances.
Extremely bad.
Extremely bad. Well, like I told Matt, 3 big questions about the draft that I think will decide who wins and who loses. 1, is it a big summer for movies overall? Do just a ton of people go to the movies overall this summer? Because I think that benefits Colby the most. because I think he has a lot of movies that, while not huge hits, if just general attendance is up, it's going to help. It's going to help you out.
Mhm.
Question 2: how big is Captain America? Because Dan, no offense, but all of your chances depend on Captain America being huge.
Yeah. Which
It's possible.
I mean, it's going to be huge, but so will everything else. Like,
Well, because I was quoting the numbers from the other Marvel movies, but it was like the original Avengers, which is still, I think, their highest ever, was like 650 domestic. And I don't even know if that would be enough to get you a win.
no, that's what I'm saying.
So it's tough.
I think it's gonna get. I think Captain America: Civil War is gonna be really well. I think their marketing has been really good. The reviews came out this weekend. They looked extremely positive. So like a well-known name with good marketing plus actually good reviews is like a recipe for success.
Well,
like that's 500 million easy.
And
Nice.
easy. Well, and you have to remember too, in the last year, we've had now 2 of the top 4 highest-grossing domestic movies of all time in Jurassic World and in Star Wars. So,
Yep.
It's entirely possible we could see a ludicrous number for that movie.
Here's hoping.
And then I think the third question will be,
Did Star Wars crack $1 billion?
it just shy.
Oh, wow.
Shy.
Oh.
I think it did once you factored in Canada, but just for the U.S., it just short. Is Finding Dory the biggest kids movie of the summer? Because I think if Finding Dory can do
Better than Pete's Dragon?
better than Pete's Dragon, well, you gotta, what was it? Inside Out, which was their last movie, did 350 domestically at the box office. If Dory can meet or exceed that, I think I've got a very good shot. And that's basically what I've said, is I've kind of discounted Matt and Mike, but I don't know. Not giving them a lot.
Easily discounted.
Well, Matt's got a few things going for him. Mike, I just don't understand his slate. I really don't. It's kind of weird. I don't know how to feel about it, because he does have good things, but also not good. I don't know.
That's what I wanted. I wanted a strategy, because this was my strategy going in. I was going to go for Captain America: Civil War and or Suicide Squad, and I was going to try to pick up a couple shitty movies along the way, cheap. The problem is most of the shitty movies came out early in the draft, so everyone was super, super money happy. So they were like just wanted to win something, and they weren't really paying attention to how much it cost. So I like got Hardcore Henry for way too much. Like I paid way too much for it, and one other one, the other one that everyone hates, the historical drama.
Oh, Free State of Jones.
Yeah.
I think that worked to Colby's advantage, because Colby got most of those like moderately priced, moderate films.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Captain America was always going to be the biggest movie of the summer, and I honestly, Dan, I don't think you overpaid for it, because I was bidding right up with you.
I lost like half of my money.
Well, you lost $39, but I probably would have paid $39 for it. To be honest with you, I mean, I was bidding up 37, 38 with you.
But the
so
problem was then I had just $49 left for the last 2 movies, and Colby had $50 or whatever
That's
to
what
get
it
Suicide Squad.
and you get stuck. Well, we'll keep an eye on that as the summer goes on. Of course, upfordebate.tv/draft is where you can find it. I gotta make the trophy for that. I keep forgetting. Anything else in random discussion topics, gentlemen?
No. What's the trophy?
What's I have in my mind what I want it to be. I don't want to spoil it, but it is going to be like a legitimate physical. Like I got to go to like Michael's and Home Depot and get shit to make it.
Like handcrafted.
Oh, it's handcrafted, and it will be mailed to you.
Amazing.
And you can keep it for the entire year until we crown a new winner next year. And then you get your name put on the trophy.
So it's like it has everyone's name on it.
Yeah, it's a league trophy. It's kind of like it's the Stanley Cup of our crappy little summer league.
Understood.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. For news this week, guys, we're gonna try something different. Because as I was setting up for the show, I got a Skype update, and I don't know if this has happened to you guys yet, but there was a little widget in Skype for bots. Remember how Skype was all talking about, Microsoft talking about bots?
Yes.
I remember Microsoft was, yeah.
So in the little, I don't know how it looks on a Mac, in the side panel where it lists like your contacts and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
there's a little home icon and a phone dialer icon and a plus icon, and the last one at the end is a little picture of a robot. I don't know,
I
maybe
don't
you
have
haven't updated.
I checked before. Maybe they haven't done it on
For Mac, I don't know.
yet.
But it's only got a few bots in it. So one is Caption Bot, where you can send it an image and it'll try and describe it back to you what's in the image. They've got one for Bing Music, so you can search for music using the bot or search for Bing News using the bot. But there is a bot that I am excited to try, and it's called Summarize. And you send the bot a link to a news story, and it automatically summarizes it for you into like 2 or 3 paragraphs. So I took all the stories in the rundown today and plugged it into the Summarize bot, and we're gonna let it. I'll read it, but I'll let it try and summarize these news stories. Sound fair?
Nice.
And who knows? Maybe it'll do a better job than I normally do, and we'll just replace me with a robot. It was only a matter of time. Elon Musk was right. I mean, I will be replaced. Is there a particular story you guys want to start with? Or throw me for a loop and talk about something that's not in the list?
No. Yes. Unskippable ads. I'm confused about this.
Ads.
I just watched a YouTube video of the unskippable ads right before I came on the podcast tonight. How is this new?
Well, Dan, let me tell you.
Okay.
According to Summarize Bot, today YouTube announced that beginning next month, it'll offer 6-second bumper ads that are designed to be a better companion to shorter video clips that millions of YouTube users are watching on smartphones. Quote, "We like to think of bumper ads as little haikus of video ads, and we're excited to see what the creative community will do with them," said YouTube's Zach Lupe in a blog post. YouTube's new bumpers don't replace other ad formats. It's just being added as another choice. Lupe says YouTube will keep expanding its advertising options so that they're always, quote, uniquely adapted to the way people watch video now and in the future. So, Dan, the difference is that for you won't see any ads on traditionally shorter videos. So if a video is like 30 seconds or even 60 seconds, sometimes you won't see ads. You will now. Those 6-second ads are designed for shorter video. Because you can't really show a 30-second ad for a 30-second video.
So maybe that's because it's already happening that I saw it.
Maybe. Was it a 6
Like,
second?
you see those stupid Geico ads? Like, hey, this is Geico, and because we love you so much, we're going to fast forward to the end of the commercial. And they just have, like, a bear, like, hugging a human, and then the commercial's over. No, you didn't fast forward me to the end of the commercial. You let the whole 6-second commercial play and wouldn't let me skip it. Don't try to, like...
Try and be clever about it.
Yeah.
No. That's just a regular ad that Geico chose to make 6 seconds.
But I couldn't skip it. So what's the difference between new unskippable ads? Will they be longer?
No, the unskippable ads will be 6 second, the bumper ads, because they're not out yet. It says they announced that beginning next month it'll offer the ads. So that is a really fair question. Let me see if... Because they have done in early tests, so maybe you were seeing them.
Maybe.
Yeah, Audi's
I
been
feel like
testing
this has been
them,
a thing for a while.
so it's entirely possible. Yeah. Again, I think the key takeaway here would be that more ads, especially on shorter videos, would be the takeaway I get. Because that was always one of the big complaints. Again, you don't want to see a 30 or a minute ad, even if you can skip it on a short video. Is this a problem?
Fair. I don't know.
It's bad.
I don't think
It's just so jarring because on the desktop, which is I normally watch YouTube on the desktop, to be honest, for whatever reason. I don't get any ads because I have ad block. Right? Yeah, because we're ancient. And then, like, when I watch it on the phone or on the Apple TV, the ads are so annoying. It's unbearable.
Mm-hmm.
They don't seem especially targeted. And so, I'll say, like, Twitch has ads, and they are annoying, but only because of their repetitiveness. They are extremely targeted because they know what channel you're watching, and they know, like, what game you're looking at. and they know that you're looking at games by and large. I don't mind watching those when I do watch Twitch, which happens about like once every couple of weeks. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting, a new motherboard or whatever, some other thing. The YouTube ads, like Geico, I don't give a shit about Geico. I don't have a car. Like, I don't need any of this. Some like Dove shampoo commercial. I've gotten a bunch of weird stuff. It's just bad.
Yeah,
And then I don't like YouTube ads.
Well, it's odd too because YouTube ads feed out of their AdSense network. It should have access to all the same demographic information as any Google ad.
Yeah.
So
Bill, do you experience this?
I'm trying to think. I honestly don't watch a lot of YouTube. I really don't. And most of the YouTube I watch is like not popular mainstream videos that would have ads. It's usually some random thing someone sent to me or I saw on Twitter. But as far as I can tell, like the ads are as relevant as TV ads. Mass market products that they would kind of blanket out. They don't take advantage of the fact that it is more targeted.
Right. So that's my
Are
suspicion.
you
It's
usually
not that
logged in
Google's...
to YouTube, Dan? To a YouTube account?
Well, usually I have ad block on, so I don't see anything. I think I'm logged into my Apple TV, or at least I am as of now. I might be logged into my phone. Let me see.
Because that might be... I don't know if that makes a difference. Because it's actually really funny because I'm on my computer, and I do watch a healthy amount of YouTube on my PC. I'm logged into, at any given moment, 3 or 4 different YouTube accounts because of all these shows. And it's funny because I'll go to the recommendations for each of those channels. I can tell which videos I've been watching on which channels by mistake because they are more targeted. And it's funny because there was at one point where there was like trumpet jazz videos, and I think, Dan, at one point you might have, this was a while back, you might have been signed in, and I was like, I don't think I did that. That wasn't me.
Interesting. That was probably me.
That wasn't me. I was watching the funny, fail compilations. That was not me. But yeah, hey, I've got no problem with that. 6 seconds I think is a fair amount of time. As long as they don't overdo it, I think that's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Seems reasonable. Are ads on YouTube like you have to enable them like all the time?
As a user or as a content creator?
As a content creator, like someone who publishes to YouTube.
Yeah, there's all kinds of weird rules. So yes, you do. But then there's weird things where it's like, if you use a song that like Warner Music owns, you know how sometimes they don't take you down, they just put the little flag? Warner can actually then put ads on your video for that song, and you don't see a dime. YouTube also today changed their rules. This was a story I didn't make it in the rundown, that content creators right now, or at least under the old rules, if your video got taken down because of a complaint, you would lose the ad revenue you had made off the video while it was published. Even if the video got reinstated.
Oh.
Big problem. So they changed the rules in that YouTube holds on to the money, and if your video is reinstated because you passed the copyright test, you get the money back, which was a big change for content creators. So yeah, the ad system's really quite wacky on YouTube. I should see about enabling ads for this show. We'd be so rich. Oh man, what a sucker I've been. Think of all the money we could have been raking in with our 19 subscribers. I don't even know if we could get ads. We're so small.
Well, they wouldn't let you?
Maybe not. I don't know. Let's channel.
Let's try it.
Monetization enable on the Don't Panic account.
All right.
Enable
man, if only it was this easy for Twitter. You just
There's so
press
much
the
fine print.
monetization enable button.
Yeah, but there's a lot of fine print here.
Uh-oh.
I have read and agree. No, I haven't read it.
Uh-oh.
I accept. I accept it on behalf of all of us, guys. Don't worry about it. It's legit. All right. We want overlay in video ads. We want skippable video ads. Okay. Monetize.
Do we just do skippable video ads? Because
yeah, we don't have the option for non-skippable video ads, but I think we get paid either way. So
cool.
All right. Look forward to
All I
that,
care
3
about is
viewers.
getting paid.
It's going to be like our Amazon affiliates account. We'll be so rich. Somehow not paying off. All right. Well, while YouTube figures out how to put ads on something no one watches, we will continue on to another story. Guys, what looks good to you?
Grab Colby Doug.
Oh, I got to create an AdSense account? Oh, fuck that.
Should we talk about earnings?
We can do earnings. Sure. You want the good news or the bad news first?
Start with the bad news.
A bad news first kind of guy. Okay, that's fair. For more, let's go to the Summarize bot. Summarize bot? Apple posted a year-over-year decline in revenue today, the first time the company's failed to grow its business in 13 years. It brought in $50.6 billion in revenue for the second quarter of 2016 and $10.5 billion in pure profit. Apple isn't doing badly. It's still one of the most valuable and profitable companies in the world. In India, iPhone sales were up over 50% compared with 2015, but it hasn't found a new blockbuster product to pick up the slack as iPhone sales have slowed in many parts of the globe. Apple's revenue declined around the globe, including in China, which had been the major engine for growth of the company over the last year and a half. Put a little star next to that. We'll come back to that. One down quarter after 13 years is obviously nothing to get into panic about, although it's anyone's guess if the stock market will agree. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Their stock took quite a hit. The longest sustained decline in the stock since like 1993.
Wow.
Not great. As mentioned, the big hit was in China, where they saw revenues plummet, which is bad because that was kind of their skyrocket growth was in China, and it promptly crashed. There were a few other pieces of data that came out of that report. For example, Apple now makes more money on services than it does on computer sales. So things like iTunes, the App Store, iCloud, all those services now make more money than Mac and MacBook sales.
Oh, that's not surprising to me.
No. I agree. Apple Music, 13 million paying subscribers. A few other things as well. A record $233 billion in assets. That is just sitting in some Swiss bank account somewhere. So there you go. Anything of interest there? Should we be worried about Apple? Is this just a stock market issue and not a real world issue?
No. I don't know. Everyone misses their... And this wasn't Apple's expectations, right? Was it analysts' expectations, or was it what Apple predicted in the previous thing?
That's a good question. I haven't specifically seen... I believe it's down compared to expectations. It wasn't like a giant miss.
Right.
But it was below expectations.
I remember hearing that
there's any
their
reason to be
expectations were pretty negative.
Yeah.
But this was worse than their expectations.
Yeah. Yeah, people knew it was coming. I mean, last quarter, Q4 2015, they were down as well. It wasn't great, and they're projecting another revenue decline next quarter, slightly worse than this past quarter. So that's part of the reason, too, the stock took a hit, was that it's not going to get significantly better in the short term.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's surprising. Maybe everyone already just has an iPhone, and
I mean, that's part of the problem.
right. Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, it could be a fluke, right?
I mean, you look at some of these charts of Apple over the years, every company has to fall at some point. Look, Enron being a great example of a company who just went up and up and up and up and up and up. They'll never crash.
As a person who had to have a whole 2-hour meeting about SOX compliance issues today, I don't want to hear any more about Enron.
That's right.
I want to sue all those people for the lost productivity.
Oh, Dan, the beauty of being a publicly traded company.
What? So this is slightly off topic, but what is SOX compliance? Like,
okay.
I understand the thing that companies have to do when they go public, because I know that HubSpot did that, but I don't understand what it is.
I can answer this question if you want me to. All right,
Yeah,
so
just
so
the
what
brief.
Enron did was they disguised how the company was making. They like basically lied about how the company was making money, so it looked like they were making more money than they actually were. So what the Sarbanes-Oxley bill does is provide regulations that state how you must report your earnings and how you have to what process you have to go through to change how you report your earnings. It turns out that software companies change how they report their earnings constantly. We're not a paper-based company. Anytime you change any part of the code that interacts with data that is financially material, which is a whole other topic, you need to go through Sarbanes-Oxley uh, process, which has like segregation of duties. So you have to have two people who like don't work together agree that this is a good idea. One person's from management, the other is not in management, but they need to kind of know what's going on. So you have to like, if you're a person making a change, at least that's how this works. So you have to like, okay, cool. I am told that this file is under SOX compliance because there was a test failure. Now I have to go find an engineering approver who's not on my team. Then I have to go find, but I have to explain what's going on, or they just rubber stamp it. But anyways, we're getting too deep into the weeds. And I have to find a business approver, which is even stranger. Like what is it that their job is? Like it's a lot of work, and it doesn't,
Gotcha.
and it's constantly evolving. So then there's this whole industry of auditors
Oh,
who
yes.
basically like their whole existence is owed to this bill, and companies have to pay them to come to their company and tell them what they need to change. So it as far as I can tell, the work never ends. It's just always you're always getting closer to the ideal of SOX compliance.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We have a whole section of our building that's about 25 cubes that are just for auditors. Nobody sits there regularly. It's only for when the auditors come in.
Yep.
And they're
In our new
always
building,
there.
we have a room devoted to auditors.
Yeah. SOX is crazy.
Wow.
And by the way, I'll slip in a mini pick. I may have picked it on the show before. The Smartest Guys in the Room, one of my favorite books of all time about the rise and fall of Enron. Really, really interesting. You will be shocked at the things they almost got away with. And now why Dan's life is miserable.
There's a really good documentary.
Yes, based on the book.
On Netflix about it too. Oh,
Yep.
okay, yeah. I also quite enjoyed that. I put a nice picture of Senators Sarbanes and Oxley in the Don't Panic chat if you want to see
They're
those shit-eating grins.
forever loved.
They're two guys that just look like they know what they're doing.
Yep. Yeah, so, I don't know. Once again, we become a financial analyst show when we have no business being so. But, yeah, I mean, this Apple thing, everything's fine. Everything's fine. If I'm Tim Cook, maybe this is a good way to phrase it. If you were Tim Cook, what are you excited about? What are you worried about? If I'm Tim Cook, I'm not worried about iPhone sales. That does not bother me, the fact that iPhone sales are down, because it is a cyclical product. It is something people replace every year or every 2 years. You're going to keep selling iPhones. If I'm Tim Cook, what I'm worried about is new products. They're not selling a lot of iPads. They're not selling yes.
Oh, I have a question when you finish.
Okay. I'm almost
Or
done.
maybe
I
a
promise.
clarification.
Almost done.
Yeah.
They're not selling a healthy amount of Apple Watches. They're selling them, but not a healthy amount. And they're slow on new stuff, and I think that's something he's got to be concerned about. What's your information?
So I was just looking at this and and realized that this was not a. So it wasn't that Apple lost money.
No.
And it wasn't that Apple didn't make money. It's simply that the amount of money they made their growth decreased.
Yes.
So
Uh-oh.
Oh, don't tell me this is on my
Or
end.
less,
Oh.
more money than they made last time, right? Oh, that was Dan, I think.
No?
That was
Okay.
weird.
I think everyone's catching up. I restarted my router before the show. I was smart this week.
Oh wow!
but
Does that actually help you?
unplug and plug back in, and yes, believe it or not, it does. I don't know what the problem
That's
is,
sad.
but it does fix it.
Man.
But yes, Colby, that is exactly right. Apple is not in bad shape. It is like it is something that, it's when your tree starts growing a foot a year, and then one year it only grows 6 inches.
Right.
After growing like a record, like the tallest tree ever of all
Right.
time. It's really put
Right.
things in perspective.
I just wanted to like talk about that out
Mhm.
loud because I just sort of like glossed over this bar graph here and I was like, oh, these numbers are bad. And like I understand it's like a sign of, I don't know, like slowing down, but it's not like
Well,
it's not objective immediately bad. I
right. The
guess.
stock market is skittish, right? So they don't need a lot
Yeah.
to freak out. And when Apple announces a new product, their stock goes down. I mean, it's not. It's like I said, the big concern is China, where that was their growth engine and they're taking a hit there, and that their non-iPhone business is slowing. iPad is declining. Other products, of which the Apple Watch is one of them, they don't break it out separately, was their worst performing piece of their business in the quarter. So they've got to work on that, but they've got $223 billion. They could buy Microsoft, Twitter, Facebook. They could buy, they're going to be fine.
Yeah. Right.
And it might be a good time to buy their stock because it's down.
We give financial advice on this show for sure.
We need that long scrolling disclaimer.
That can be our next podcast.
Oh,
Talk
like
finance.
only if we can do it Mad Money style with the sound effects and I get to throw things.
Yeah.
You gotta go out there and buy. All right.
You just gotta be careful. You might get taken hostage like George Clooney.
Exactly. Be careful. You're pimping Matt's movie. He's gonna get some money on you in the draft.
I thought that sounded
Damn.
familiar.
Now we can talk about Amazon if you'd like. Keeping with earnings here.
Yeah,
From-
let's do it. Let's earn it up.
From Summarizer. With memories of the abysmal Fire phone fading fast, Amazon is becoming one of the most exciting device makers in the tech industry. Sales of its Echo speaker, featuring the Alexa voice assistant, and the company's Fire TV stick have consistently led Amazon.com's electronic categories for months. That leads into Amazon posting fiscal first quarter earnings today, reporting net revenue of $29.1 billion, a growth of 28% compared to the same period last year. They also posted a net income of $513 million, or $1.07 a share, its biggest quarterly profit in the company's history. Amazon recorded a $53 million loss in its year-ago quarter. After years of extreme spending and having to assure skeptics that it would make all sense with time, CEO Jeff Bezos is finally able to enjoy, not sacrifice, short-term gains to achieve his longer-term vision. I will only add to that most of that growth is attributed to, like I said, hardware, which they don't break out separately, but they say has done really well, and that AWS and server type sales have also done very well for them in this quarter.
Cool. I feel like this is Amazon's the opposite of Apple in that, or right now, in that their hardware is like unique stuff. Like they're selling hardware that like other people aren't selling, and also things that like not everyone has.
Well, exactly. No one owns it.
Right.
This isn't the Alexa Speaker 8, and we all already have the 5, 6, and 7 of it.
Right.
Yeah, I can't. But you also have to think too. I mean, I can recall that over the last year. I mean, if you're comparing year over year, over the last year, Amazon's put so much effort and money into advertising and marketing and name recognition and product placement and all the things you need for a successful consumer electronic product.
Right.
And I think that's made a huge difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like that's not something they did that much before.
No, they really. I mean, Prime. They barely ran ads for Prime or anything else they sell direct to consumer. Um,
I don't think I've ever seen an Amazon ad.
they did a few for Prime, but they were mostly web ads, and
Mm.
there was only one or two that I can remember, and only recently over the last year they started doing. Like, did you see there was the one with the little pony? You guys don't watch that much TV. The one with the miniature pony in it, and there was the one
Is
with
it
the dog in it.
My Little Pony?
No, no, it's
No. Oh.
no, it's
Oh,
the one
yeah,
where
I
the
saw
little
that
pony
one.
and the big ponies are being mean to it, so she gets the pony-sized doggy door on Amazon, and the pony can come in the house and hang out. Anyway, that was a
Yep,
thing.
I remember that.
But that's only recently they've been doing that. So I think that makes a big difference. How do you get the average consumer excited about Fire TV? If they don't know about it, they're not going to buy it.
Yeah. Do you think people are excited? Like, people. Do you think people are interested in these set-top boxes? What do we call Apple TV and Roku and Fire TV? There's not set-top boxes.
Streaming boxes, maybe?
Sh-
That's what I would
Streaming
call it.
pucks.
Yeah, they Well, I know the
Yeah,
sticks. They call them streaming sticks. The little
Streaming
HDMI
sticks, right.
sticks. Yeah.
So are people? People seem interested in those, but is the Fire TV not one that comes up?
I think it's definitely in the mix. I think more so than Chromecast. I would say. I bet Fire TV has more name recognition than Chromecast to an average consumer.
I think that's fair.
For a number of reasons, marketing and ease of use being two of them. But no, I think Fire TV is definitely in the mix. But another thing too, and this shocked me in this article, was that customers purchased more than twice as many Fire tablets in this first quarter than they did in the last first quarter.
Whoa.
And that's not Fire tablets are not as interesting of a product,
Well,
I don't think, as Fire TV. Or the
Two
speaker.
times a small
That's true.
number is
Well-
still a small number.
True. I think that's fair, but I don't think it was a super small number before. I mean, again, I don't think it's like iPad big, but to double, a healthy amount of sales is not insignificant. So they must be doing something right. I don't know. Maybe there's an argument to be made that you don't have to have the coolest, newest, sexiest, cutting edgiest products, cutting edgiest. But all you really need are really good products that you sell at a reasonable price.
It's entirely possible.
There's a place for a higher end Apple, and there's a place in the middle for Amazon.
Where does the word cutting edge come from? I'm thinking about this now. What are you cutting? Is the edge what's
The
cutting
edge. You're on the edge. No, I don't know. That I would actually like to know the origin.
you? Yeah. Well, one quick Google search did not reveal the answer to
Well,
me.
you're not
So.
going to shout it out to your Echo speaker. Hey, Alexa.
No.
I'm thinking about getting one.
I have heard more and more things, good things, especially around, like, you can use ifit and plug things into it and give it custom commands.
I really want to deck out my whole new apartment in like smart home shit, which is probably the worst thing. But I want to do the light bulbs and the switches, and stick around for my pick, which is a smart home thing.
Yeah, did you ever get that Thington thing working? I finally got my invite this weekend. I think that's what it's called.
Which thing?
Thington. I thought Colby picked it. It was an app that, like, does stuff with your smart home stuff.
I don't.
Thing
All right, maybe Thington. Could be someone else. That's fine.
like
There
thing
might-
ton.
Yeah, like Thing Ton.
Oh yeah, here we go. Welcome to Thington. I don't think this seems very
Yeah.
unfamiliar, but
I don't know where the hell I got it from then.
then again, we've done a lot of picks
No, I
on this
just
show.
checked the Pix page. There's no.
This is kind of
No.
cool though.
Yeah, so it's like I only have like a Nest camera and smoke detector, so it's not that useful. But it gives you like a social timeline of things that have happened, and including it can connect to weather stations near your house, so you can get like this feed, and you can control everything from one screen. So I can only do one thing, which is the cameras, but if you had a bunch of these things, you could like aggregate all of your different kinds of smart light bulbs and your Nest stuff and all of that onto one screen and navigate through and control everything.
Neat.
That is cool.
They have a
Yeah.
desktop.
You can set rules apparently. So like an if it for stuff. Sounds exciting.
Yeah.
I haven't really looked into it at all. I thought Colby had recommended it, which is why I brought it up.
Oh, I've never seen it before.
No.
I'll have to check it
overflowing
out
with
though.
picks
I'm
today.
interested. Yeah.
Yeah. There'll be even more picks soon.
I know the fun never stops. We've got time to touch on one more story quickly if we can do Hulu Live or the Facebook camera app, which is
Let's do the Facebook camera app.
Facebook camera app.
That's something I don't know about.
All right. And
Now, Sean, in the rundown, you put the title as Facebook camera app Deja Vu, and I thought that was the name of the app.
that's actually not a terrible name for an app, and I bet there
Yeah.
is one called Deja Vu. No.
Probably.
No, that was because Facebook has had a camera app before, but let's talk about this one. The summary. A team of Facebook engineers in London are reportedly working on a standalone camera app with a big live streaming component, according to a report today in the Wall Street Journal. The app would open straight into the camera, as Snapchat does, to foster immediate capturing and posting of photos and videos, as well as letting users stream via Facebook Live. The app is just a prototype, and the experimental effort may never see a finished public release, the report adds. With billions of smartphones in the world and near ubiquitous high-speed data connections, Facebook sees a huge opportunity to get its 1.6 billion users sharing more than ever before. A camera app may help the company do that, and better compete with Snapchat at the same time.
I've seen a couple really cool what am I trying to say? The Facebook live video stuff I've found pretty compelling. And maybe it's just because I don't understand Snapchat, so this is like Snapchat for old people or Periscope for old people, I guess. But like when businesses use it or even friends use it, it's been pretty cool, especially because unlike Periscope, as far as I know, you can watch old live things as if there's video. Like, that's what I want. Because I'm not online, I'm not on Facebook most of the day, so I miss almost all of them always.
Yeah.
I'm still sorry about the Snapchat thing.
Part of the problem I have is that, and I don't know if this happened to you guys, where your Facebook app updated to be more video centric.
Yeah.
I never got that update,
Oh.
so I don't.
It must be in like a holdout A/B test.
Maybe. So in your bottom row of icons where it says news feed requests, Messenger should now say video. That was their big change.
Let's see.
I can't figure out how to find video.
I'm gonna go get.
Nope, I don't have video down there.
I can't, even if I want to watch live video, I can't figure out how. So, because I would definitely be interested. I watch Periscopes every now and again, depending on what they are, but I haven't been able to get that update.
Oh, yeah, I don't have that either. If it makes you feel better.
It makes me feel so much better. Knowing Colby gets to suffer along with me. But yeah, that's no, I agree. I love the idea of live streaming video. But so Dan, you've watched it, right? Is that what we're implying? What do you watch?
The same kind of things you'd watch on Periscope.
So it's not like your friends.
No, I think one of my friends went back to Maris and he live streamed like walking around. That was cool. Like, it was 15 seconds. But I got to watch it 15 seconds later. Like, I'll watch 15 seconds of that. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Like, when one of my favorite coffee shops here opened up a new store, I did watch this live, the live stream of them opening it and, like, what was going on inside the first day. I don't know. I'm not going to open up Periscope. Like, I only have so many places I'm going to look for shit to look at on like a short term. You've got like Twitter, Facebook, and maybe the New York Times if I'm like really running dry on stuff. If like the train is stopped and I have cell phone service, or like the line for lunch is impenetrably long, then maybe but I'm not gonna like I'm like, oh, okay. Now it's time to look up. Now it's time to open up Vine. Now it's time to open up Snapchat. Now look at the Discover tab. What do they? Do they still have that? The Snapchat brand
do.
crap. Ugh.
Yep. Yep.
I'm not gonna do any of that. If you want to get it in front of my eyes, you have to be in one of those two places.
I think that's fair. The problem I'm having is that I'm on Facebook.com and I can't find how to watch videos. There's no like video.
They don't
tab
show
or
up
button.
in your newsfeed. Oh no,
I
I
haven't
don't
seen
see.
anything
I've never
live.
seen a video tab button. I've just seen it show up in my newsfeed. Like, oh, so and so is live right now. Like, oh, cool.
Yeah, I've never seen that. You would think they'd have like a place where you could go see like, oh, here are all the people doing live things. Here are the most popular. Like you can do on, like you can do on Periscope.
Weird.
God, I guess I'm too demanding.
Yes, you are.
Damn it!
You demand too
never
much.
mind. Take it back.
I hate Facebook so much. Their website's just so confusing.
It is pretty confusing.
It's pretty dense.
I don't know. I guess after a while it just gets kind of overwhelming. Okay. We're out of time for news, sadly.
Whew.
Bummer.
I know.
We did it.
Don't you hate when that happens? But the good news is we do have time for picks. Each week on the show, when we can come up with one, we show up with some things we want to share with the world, sometimes tech-related, sometimes not. But either way, we're going to talk about them. I will volunteer to go first because I'm first in the list. And I'm going to talk about a pre-release Kickstarter-style startup hardware item. Now,
wow.
I know.
That was a lot of words.
It was, and I probably could have come up with a few more buzzwords if I needed to. Part of the problem is do you guys remember the last time I picked one of these?
No. Tell us about that,
It was
Sean.
Coin. Remember Coin?
Yeah.
Did not work. Not a wise investment.
See, I wouldn't have gotten Coin, not because I didn't want Coin, but that I would be too terrified of being embarrassed in a public setting.
God, you guys are the worst.
It's the same reason I don't use Apple Pay.
I handed it to a cashier
Actually,
twice.
I technically use Apple Pay now, but
What do you use it for?
well, when it's available, which is not a lot of places, I don't think. I don't know. When I know it's available, which is like Panera.
But only on the automated thing, or will you use it at the actual cash?
No, it actually doesn't work at the automated thing. So if I don't go to the automated thing and go to the register.
Gotcha. Now, did Coins see NFC coming? They must have, because it was already out in Europe.
So they launched Coin 1 with wait, I'm sorry, did you say NFC?
Right. Yeah, whatever this thing is called. Like what Apple Pay does. That's all.
Yes.
NFC and Android Pay and Samsung Pay are all exactly the same thing.
Yes, they are. No, I'm sorry. I thought you were referencing EMV, which is the chip card.
Oh, yeah, no.
No. NFC. Yes, so they released Coin 1 without it, and Coin 2, which I'm supposed to get for free like a year ago, is supposed to have it built in. It sucks. Anyway, so I decided to pick another hardware startup item. This is called C-Note, Seenote, and it is, they call it their version of a sticky note, but it's a sort of smart hub item that's about the size of a sticky note, with an e-ink disc screen, an e-paper touch screen, and it just lists really simple information: the time, the temperature, a few widgets here or there. It's touch screen, so you can use it to turn on and off devices. It connects to smart things. It uses IFT and all that. It's and it just sticks to your wall. It's just a little kind of widget. You can see transit and traffic. So in the morning, as you walk out the door, it would say how long your commute is, or when your next appointment is, or smart reminders, all that kind of stuff. But I just thought it was really pretty. Just really pretty to look at. I don't know, and it kind of just sticks to the wall. It's nice and easy. Rechargeable. Battery lasts for 30 days, and then you plug it in, and then boom, you got another 30 days. It's $99 if you get it in the pre-order, and you can stick it on your wall and get reminders and get notes and all sorts of things that it comes with. So
Nice. So the thing I like about this, Sean, is that I want like literally everything to be e-ink.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
great.
understand why not everything I own can be e-ink.
Oh, it's
Like,
so
why is my
perfect.
phone? I'm mad about it.
Yeah, this is like this is perfect for e-ink, like something you glance at and it's just always
Yeah,
there.
and the battery lasts for a month. Like, again, why isn't everything e-ink? It makes me angry. I don't
I
want to play games. I just want to check my email once in a while.
I don't
And
want to play games. I love it.
So I've picked this before, but a friend at work made an open source hardware project where you can get like a two-way mirror and mount it on where your mirror would be, and you get an old Android tablet and it like
mm,
amplifies the thing through the glass so that it looks uh like futuristic style, just a digital screen on a mirror. And so you can put anything on that. You could get that today, Sean.
I remember that. That was cool.
Yeah. I put the link in the show notes again.
Yeah, so C Note, check it out. I may have pre-ordered one. I did. I pre-ordered one. I actually think it's kind of great. But I got plenty of time to cancel because they're not shipping until next spring. So, you got a year.
So
away.
next fall.
Yeah. So never. So Sean Jennings blowing money again on the internet. C Note, SEENOTE. Their website getcnote.com. But you can also go to our website don'tpanic.io and the link will be there as well. Okay. Who's up next? Oh yes, I forgot. I have an anti-pick. Very, very briefly. At the top of the month, May 1st, Netflix put up a whole bunch of new movies. And about half of them were like really, really good movies, like all-time classic, kind of The Truman Show. One of my favorite movies of all time was put up. But they also put up the other half was garbage, like really bad movies. And I particularly noticed The Core. I don't know if you've ever seen The Core with Aaron Eckhart and who's the woman in that? Who's the woman in The Core? Damn it, that's really going to bug me. Anyway, it is by far one of the worst movies I've... Hilary Swank, that's right. Aaron Eckhart and Hilary Swank in the movie where they have to go to the center of the core of the Earth and explode nuclear bombs to get the core of the Earth spinning again and save humanity. It's awful. So my anti-pick this week is... Because it was on Sci-Fi Channel the other day and I rewatched a little bit of it. Oh, the CGI effects are bad. Everything about it sucks. Don't watch The Core, now streaming on Netflix. That is my anti-pick.
amazing.
Yeah, yes, it is. Okay, who wants to go next? I guess Dan would be... no, Colby's hand is up. I saw Colby first. Colby, what do you have?
So last week or the last 2 weeks, I was playing the Ratchet and Clank game on PS4, which I think is kind of a reboot or a reimagining of like the original game for whatever that was for. It's like kind of a kid's game. It's like more involved than the Lego games are, but still like child friendly. But I really enjoyed it. It was actually kind of hard. It was fun. The story was fun. I beat it the other day. It got legitimately hard at a couple spots. Like there were a couple of times where I had to turn the difficulty down from normal, so I couldn't handle it. Yeah, I don't know. So if you're looking for something to play until Uncharted 4 comes out, that's a pretty solid option, I think.
That's this Tuesday, though, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
It's soon.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be later than that. I feel like it's in the two-digit May dates. I'm gonna check right now. Uncharted 4, May 10th. So
okay.
Phew.
Oh, okay. Good.
Crisis averted. Very
Yes.
cool.
Indeed.
Indeed. Ratchet and Clank, now available at a PlayStation near you. Dan, you've also got a game for us.
Yeah, I've already kind of technically picked this game, but I hadn't. I played Hearthstone from December through the beginning of February maybe, and I kind of fell off. And Colby mentioned that he played recently, I think on the last episode, and then the new expansion came out. So I was like, all right, let's play. So you sign in, you get 3 free expansion packs. You just have to win a couple of games, you get 5 more. and they also just start you with a couple really good cards. And another really cool optimization they've made is in the old. So the cards are great. It's like this weird Lovecraftian Cthulhu-esque thing with these weird monsters that corrupt everything, and there's some really crazy mechanics. Uh, but a cool optimization is, unlike before, where you could either play the basic provided decks or make your own from scratch, there's a third option where they'll give you a template. So they'll say, here's a good deck, and you probably don't have all the cards for this, but we'll help you replace the cards you don't have with other cards you do have. So you can say, I want to play like an aggressive hunter deck. So like, okay, cool. Here's an aggressive hunter template. You're missing 10 cards. So let's go through and pick 10 cards to replace them. And it's much easier to like have a good deck, and it also like inspires you. Like, oh, I didn't realize you could play this game that way. So I'm back into the Hearthstone thing. I played it like most of Saturday. It was a good time. Warlock is turning out to be a lot of fun. If you're playing now, I've been a big fan of Warlock. It's replaced my Rogue. It's my favorite.
Interesting. Right, so. Like you said, I've been playing Hearthstone more, but I'm still frustrated that I'm not like. Not only am I not rewarded for playing the same archetype all the time, but I'm like actively punished for playing the same archetype all the time. It's very frustrating. Like I get the least when I get packs, I get the least cards for the one that I want, and I get all these other cards that I never fucking use.
You should learn others. That's part of the fun of the game.
I mean, I understand that, but I would like the option. Like, I would like to do it at my own pace. I would like to feel like I was progressing in with the one.
Think about all those cards you have that you're not using. You could.
Yeah, and maybe someday I will. But there's so many things to explore with the one, and I like understand. Like, I know all the cards for that one, and I know like I can see like I understand them, so I can like. See how they can fit together in different ways, and I think that's like very interesting. Yeah. And it frustrates. It's not that like I don't mean to suggest that you shouldn't be able to do it the other way, but it frustrates me that I'm like punished for wanting to do that.
I agree. I did the same thing when I played.
What did you pick, Sean?
Oh, this was so long ago. I got to get back into it. I don't know. One of the decks. I don't remember. Warrior, maybe? Is that one?
Yeah, that's one.
Okay. Sure. I really can't remember. All I know is I am officially starting the petition to get Dan Miller to Hearthstone on Twitch. I want to watch. I want to watch. Putting that out there.
Okay. Sure.
Nice. Wow, that was really hard. Turns out one signature on that petition was all it took.
Right. Not this weekend, but maybe next weekend.
Oh, whenever. I'm getting listers for that.
I'll let you know. Colby, I found out that there's a term for your type of playstyle. It's called control playstyle, because you just try to prevent the other person from doing anything and then just try to win by accident, just by the absence of other action from the person. So you're playing control mage. It's a thing.
Huh.
Nice.
Neat.
That's not intentionally what.
No, but it works, right?
Yeah. Right. Well, I like the. Yeah. So. Yeah, I guess that's a pretty good description. I have like my two decks that ever work, that I ever win with. It's interesting because I either win really fast, like I get all the right cards and fuck people up, or it can last for a really long time, and I often win like surprisingly at the end. But any like in the middle games, I always lose. Like if there's no like there's no middle ground. It's either I win after forever or I win quickly. But
yeah,
I mean I do like it. I like the game. I'm probably gonna play more. It just bugs me a little bit. Yeah. Alas.
Very cool. Hearthstone, get it now on your respective device or computer. And play it and have fun. Excellent. That's it for picks. That's it for the show. You gentlemen got anything else you want to share with the world?
No.
No. That's it.
No.
That's
yeah. I don't have anything else.
Well, I will very briefly mention that people should go to GameNights.tv, check out our latest Dungeons & Dragons adventures along with Dungeon Master Matt. The current episode up from last week has crazy shit going on in Colby's mind, and this upcoming episode, we've got our own version of The Walking Dead. Either way, you're going to want to check it out at GameNights.tv. Of course, this show, Don'tPanic.io, doing the weekly tech news for you every week. Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, on twitch.tv/Don'tPanicShow. Of course, you can get the recorded version on our website, as well as links to all of the picks each week, to where you can subscribe on iTunes and via RSS, and of course, follow on social media at Don't Panic Show. Lastly, don'tpanicshow@gmail.com. If you've got thoughts or feedback, we want to hear it from you. That is it. All the places you can find us. Thank you for joining us this week. We will be back next week with more tech news and episode 131. On behalf of Colby and Dan, this is Sean, thanking everybody for joining us and hoping we'll see you next time for even more of Don't Panic.